1, 2, 3.
Welcome back, everybody, to a brand new episode of Over the Top Talk. Today, me and Anthony are going to be making our official 2026 Elimination Chamber predictions. We're only a few nights away. Anthony, how are we feeling about the card before we kind of break it down and introduce who is joining us today?
I mean, the card looks pretty good. Hopefully they can capitalize on the talent in there, and I'm hoping for a good show.
Yeah, and with no further ado, you guys know lately we've been trying to find creators from all across the WWE community. This creator, specifically, you guys have seen on the podcast before, but it has been a while.
Yes,
We
sir.
were supposed to have someone on today, but then a few days ago we found out they were out of the chamber match, we'll call it. So there was only one man we called up who could enter the chamber and join us for this last minute video, and that's no other than welcome back to the podcast, Mr. Meldon Off with Mike. How we doing?
Yes, sir.
What's going on, Big O, Big A, fellas? It's
Sure.
good to be back here on OTT, man. We got the Elimination Chamber. It sucks for the other guy that he got taken out before he could get in his chamber pod. But give me a quick call. They got me on speed dial. I come in on a fly. We'll get in that chamber pod, and I'll throw some bodies off of some chain link, or I guess now plastic chain link for safety purposes. But it's good. Thank you guys for having me. It's been far too long.
No problem at all. And we know with this first match here, the chamber this year takes us to Chicago, the hometown of Punk and AJ Lee. So why don't we kick it off? Anthony, I'll start with you. With the women's intercontinental title match between Becky Lynch and AJ Lee, which we all knew this match was going to be eventually made. We just didn't know when it was going to be, and they threw it on the Elimination Chamber card. So, Anthony, who do we have, and what do you think is going to happen?
Well, obviously, this match now has been in the works for how long? Since like September. We've had them go. They went at it, tag team match, obviously, and they've been attacking each other for weeks and weeks now. This is difficult here because do we think they're going to have a feud? Like, do we think they're going to have multiple matches and, Becky Lynch wins here and then they have like a payoff feud at Mania? Or do they give the strap to AJ Lee here? It would make sense. She's at home, she's in home crowd. She's got it all. It's a good spot to crown her, given the fact another match we have later tonight with CM Punk. I might take an odd pick here. People might say she's going to lose. I'm going to say she's going to win. I think AJ Lee is going to win the IC title here and take it into Mania. I think that's a bigger draw to Mania, given the fact that they're having trouble, selling tickets all right now. So, you bring in AJ Lee as the IC title holder. I think you're going to sell some tickets and you're going to have a great match. So give me AJ Lee winning.
Perfect. Anthony's on AJ Lee's side. Mike, whose side are you on?
Oh, man. You want me picking sides here? I like the good shout. Second home for AJ Lee. She's a Jersey girl, but she's married to CM Punk. You become a Chicago gal kind of by proxy. So good shouts to that. Match has been in the process for months. Another really good shout here from Anthony. Honestly, for me, it's weird because I feel like for the AJ Lee championship match, for the dream match of Becky Lynch versus her, feels weird that we're throwing round one at the chamber instead of just saying, hey, let's make it for WrestleMania and try to sell those tickets. Be really weird if AJ Lee loses this one. So I think I have no choice because she's in Chicago. We're on the road to WrestleMania and they do want to shake something up. It seems I'm going to give the win to AJ Lee because it seems like of all the titles that could change hands before Mania, this is the only one I feel like they're willing to give us. So AJ Lee and new.
I think I'm going to go the opposite here. I think they're going to go Becky Lynch here, and because I think either way, I don't think this is like a one-off match. I think they're going to have more matches after this, but I think if they have Becky Lynch win, is kind of a little bit more of a story, I feel like, than just having AJ Lee win and then I don't know what you do there. Obviously, way back, I forget what event it was, they had that mixed tag team match where AJ Lee and CM Punk did get the win. So I'm also looking back to that match, and Becky Lynch already having a loss to AJ Lee technically. So I'm going to go the other way here, and I'm going to go Becky Lynch keeps the title, and they run it back. I think the road to WrestleMania will be also AJ Lee and Becky Lynch, with Becky Lynch with the title. So to kind
Here's a
of
good
move it
one.
on.
Do you think that the loss to Becky will propel AJ Lee back to her old crazy ways? Because we've been seeing a lot of like AJ Lee love fest weekly, you know, mental health's important, this, that, and the other thing, which I love. But do you think a loss to Becky in Chicago for the title will finally snap her? Maybe we'll kind of see some of that old crazy AJ we know and love?
Yeah, honestly, a great point. Yeah, I think with the loss to Becky Lynch, like you said, she's kind of had this, mental health advocate. She's been kind of, more positive. I think if she took a loss to Becky Lynch, because obviously she hasn't fought for a title in, God, like 10 plus years, her taking a loss, Phil could finally, twist the gears a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think I'd love to see that side of AJ Lee. Not that
Yeah.
the side we have right now is bad. We just haven't seen her at all. So who knows what AJ Lee we are going to get come Saturday.
Yeah, I agree with you. I hope after this, AJ Lee is on a more full time schedule. I hope we get to see her on a week in and week out basis. And if we do, I would like to see her back into that, like, I'm going to call it almost rabid type way when she'll just, like, she'll just tear into people. She's like that small thing, she's small, you underestimate her, and then she attacks you, puts you in the Black Widow, and just doesn't stop. So I want to see that version of AJ Lee come back.
Yeah, and moving on to, her other side, obviously has a match as well. CM Punk versus Finn Balor for the World Heavyweight title match. And I'll kick this off with saying WWE is never going to give us what we want. So Finn Balor's losing that match. And the reason he loses the match is not because he's terrible, not because, he just takes a pinfall, loses cleanly. I think it's because of our I got the mini belt here. Mr. Dominic Mysterio is going to cost Finn Balor the title. And then we're going to see Finn Balor, finally, they've been teasing, he's going to turn face. I think Dominic Mysterio screwing him over at Elimination Chamber sets up Dominic Mysterio versus Finn Balor for the IC Championship at WrestleMania. So I'm easily going Mr. CM Punk retains the title because of Dominic Mysterio costing Finn Balor the title. But Mike, do you have Finn Balor or CM Punk?
How much do I love Finn Balor? I love Finn Balor more than you know what? Let me rephrase that. I love Finn Balor as much as I love Mrs. MOWM. I love Mrs. MOWM a whole hell of a lot. Sucks for Finn, man. He's in a tough spot here. You're on the road to WrestleMania. Mania main event matches, Punk versus Reigns. Are they willing to put a little shock in the road to WrestleMania, a little speed bump, a little pothole? Absolutely not. CM Punk retains the championship in Chicago thanks to that handsome, devilish, dirty bastard himself, Dominic Mysterio. Love the shout, Owen. Love the shout.
Yep. I agree. Unfortunately, I agree with you, Mike. Finn Balor is arguably one of the biggest what ifs in WWE history. If that injury never happened 10 plus years ago, well, what would we got? But unfortunately, I do got to go with CM Punk. I do love Punk, but come on, Prince Devitt winning that title would mean the world to me. But I agree with Owen and both of you guys. I don't think he's going to lose clean. Do we see it as a full-on turn, though, of Dom? Or is it going to be kind of like a Damian Priest type thing? When Damian Priest is going for the belt and Finn would constantly throw in, the Money in the Bank contract, have him use it. And, he wouldn't, and then he would, get stomped on it by Rollins or something like that. You think Dom kind of gives Finn the belt to hit Punk with it when the ref's turned away, and he hesitates and doesn't do it, and that causes him to lose the match, something like that. A slow burn type thing. And then we get the turn closer to Mania. Something like that, I think.
I think you just nailed it, bro. I think that's exactly how that match ends, dude.
I think Anthony's in the creative room right now.
Yeah. Well, hold on a sec here.
No, don't give Don't compare me to Hunter. Don't compare me to Hunter. Hell no. I would book this thing. Like, come on now. Put us all.
I'm gonna have 66 run-ins. We're
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
do 13 false spots. There's gonna be 16 false finishes. This match is gonna be the greatest match. Dave Meltzer's not gonna know how many stars to put on this thing. He's gonna have stars all over the wall. It's gonna look like that one episode of South Park with Randy Marsh. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I kind of move on. We don't, we have matches on here as well, but there is one other thing that I saw. We've been seeing it, and it's this, what the hell is this mystery crate, mystery box? Knew we had to bring it up because I don't know what we're looking at. Mike, what do you think is in this? I don't even know what you call it. Mystery box, crate,
What's in
life
the
size.
box? The crate. What's in the shipping crate, man? This is okay.
Crate of
So
doom.
I've heard a lot of different funny. I've had a lot of different funny theories. So my first theory was it was going to be the Andre the Battle Giant Memorial, Andre the Giant Battle Memorial Trophy. And they were gonna start using like the Road to WrestleMania as like a way to qualify for the match, so that people would be more invested in it, right? Then R-Truth said that's a big ass trophy, and I said, okay, wait a minute, maybe it's not a trophy. I've heard my good friends at Four Sides of the Ring. They said it could be a crate of teeth for Danhausen.
That would make sense.
To be honest with you, I really don't know if it's a person.
Yeah.
I feel it's like a really shitty way to show up. Here, let me crack open this crate real quick. Who's in the box? Oh, it's none other than Evil. It's none other than Chris Jericho. Like, what? Why? It's not like it's a jack in the box. I gotta wind up the freaking crank on the outside and get a surprise. Like, I think this is stupid. But if I were to give you an educated guess, it's going to be something super anticlimactic. It is not going to be what we all think it is. It's going to be something super disappointing, and we're all going to say, why did we waste time on this? That's my prediction.
Yeah, I feel the same way. The box is going to open, all right? This is how it's going to play out. You ready for this? This is my fantasy book. Okay.
Listening.
All right. So a big forklift, all right? It's going to bring the box out to the ring, all right?
I like where this is going already.
All right, out to the ring. You're going to have these two dudes with crowbars, right? They're going to crack it open. Boom, boom. And then Triple H is going to walk out of the box and be like, welcome to a new era.
You're stupid. You're stupid for that. But that's so true.
Maybe, okay. I'll give you a real answer. All right.
Welcome to a new era.
Yeah. So if it was a person in that box, they're either going to be dead inside for being in there for like 3 weeks, or
no holes.
No holes at all. Or they've been leaving the box somehow every night. Or like what we talked about, some sort of new object, a new title, the Andre Memorial Battle Royal. That's gonna suck. But like either way, it's gonna be something super disappointing. So I'm not getting my hopes up at all for this. I feel like I've got my hopes up too far to be disappointed so many times, to the point where I'm just gonna get to the, like, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know what it could be. If it's a person, that's stupid. But I guess give me a new title. That's what I'm gonna say. A new title belt that they're gonna defend at WrestleMania.
Yeah, and this might be a reach for me, but I'm looking at the men's Elimination Chamber match, and I think I saw this somewhere, but I forget where I saw it. We have Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton in the Chamber match. We have this mysterious box that I think is going to be, I saw this theory online, I forget who it was, so I'll find the clip if I can, but he said that this is going to be a video clip or taping of who attacked Jacob Fatu, and I don't think it's going to be that. Like, that's a huge reach, but I don't know. That's where my head's at after I saw the video, and I'm like, that's a huge reach, but, Orton and Cody Rhodes are in the Chamber match, so, I mean, maybe it makes a little sense, maybe it doesn't. Who knows when they're even going to reveal what the hell is in that box, but if it's in between that match, or I don't know.
I swear to God, if they open that box and it's like a little tape on the floor, a
Oh
little
my
tape
God.
on the wall. I'd be so mad.
Oh my God, it'd be so stupid. My other, Four Sides, they had a good theory last week during our episode, and they said, what if it's a statue of Cena
Ooh,
announcing the Hall of Fame, and it's a statue, and he gets a statue right there at Titan Towers or whatever. This is to unveil that he's not only going in the Hall of Fame, he's getting a statue too,
that
like they did for Dusty.
yeah, that is actually the best theory I've heard so far.
That's what I said. I just
Yeah.
remembered that. I was like, oh wait.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think that would be good. Yeah.
Then as soon as the statues are real, you just hear the Undertaker's music, just out of
He's gonna
nowhere, just to
be-
steal the spotlight.
He's gonna be who's the guy for the NFL Hall of Fame that goes and tells the guys for the. I forgot his name. His name is.
I don't know his name, but I do know
hours
who it
to
is.
look it up. I had 24 hours to look it up, and I didn't look it up. But that's what Taker's job is now going to be, because he's the Undertaker, and he's going to carry them to their end destination, which is the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Yeah, and me and Anthony, just did a video not too long ago with the LA Night Girl show to her, where we kind of talked about the women's chamber kind of being way better than the men's chamber the last few years, and this year's chamber, is extremely stacked. But Anthony, I'll start with you. Out of these six women and the 6 men that we have, do you think the women's match is going to be better, or do you think the men's match is going to be better?
Oh, the women's chamber is going to clear by far. Just the talent in there alone. You have Tiffany, Raquel, Asuka. You have Rhea and Alexa Bliss, and a very, very cool surprise having Kiana James in there. I think they're going to put on a banger of a match. I think it's going to be absolutely incredible. I think it's going to be match of the year candidate. Just like last year, I feel like they've been putting the bar so high, and they've been passing that bar every year, that I feel like it's going to be more entertaining. It's going to have more spots and a more impactful story leading into Mania.
Yeah, and same question to you, Mike. Do you think the women's match is going to be better than the men's?
Absolutely. I mean, this is a year where, how last year, if you remember correctly, there was a press conference and somebody had to ask Triple H, well, what do the women have to do to get the main event of WrestleMania? And if you guys remember correctly, what did he say? He said, well, it's all going to be driven on the stories, and if that's the direction we want to go, and if the effort's there, and if the yada yada yada. You remember that bullshit response he gave everybody?
Yeah.
Yep.
After this last year, I think Triple H Creative has to take a hard, long look at the men's division and say, you know what? I think the Saturday main event should be one of the women. Whether it's Liv and Stephanie or whoever wins the chamber against Jade here, I think the women have cleared this entire year and all of the specialty matches, and I think they're going to clear in this chamber match. I mean, Anthony said it. Look at the names in that match. Asuka, Rhea, Alexa, Raquel, Kiana, she's a new and up-and-comer. You didn't think to see her there. You got Tiffy time. Realistically, it's any women's game, whereas if you look at the men's chamber on the same card, you kind of can pretty much pick 3 guys that you probably have a feeling is going to win that match. This match, this really could go Raquel. They could throw a wrench in the plan and have Raquel win it, and have Raquel in a triple threat against Liv and Stephanie. They could go Tiffy time. They could go Rhea. They could go Alexa. They could go any of these women, which I think is the part you want with this chamber.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when it comes to predictions, Anthony, I'll start with you. Who is going to face, we saw the other night, Jade Cargill at WrestleMania?
This one, it's difficult. It is a difficult thing. I think it would be very cool to have Raquel Rodriguez win this, and she goes head-to-head with Jade Cargill at Mania, and you have Liv lose to Stephanie Vaquer at Mania. So you'll have Raquel possibly beating Jade Cargill, and then you have Liv losing her belt, which could, cause that jealousy beyond repair that will finally put that wedge in the Judgment Day for them to, completely collapse and break up. But like Mike said, this match can go any way. I think the real prediction is who you want to win at the moment. And for me right now, I want Raquel to win this match. I think she's put in so much effort, especially, coming off being on she's on the bench for so long. She had that condition where she was out of action, and for her to come back like this, rebuild herself and kind of put on banger matches, I think it's very well deserved.
Yeah, and I really like the Raquel pick because, I'm a huge fan of the Liv Morgan Raquel thing they got going on, but I think I'm going to go with Tiffany Stratton here because, we saw she lost her title against Jade Cargill. The match was, I think, very short as well, if I remember it. So I think a win for Tiffany would be huge going to Mania. The only thing is, they already had that storyline like a few months ago, like in November. So I don't know how much I like that going into WrestleMania, like having 2 more months of that. But I think I will go Tiffany Stratton here. Moving on to Mike. Out of these 6 women, who do you think is getting their spot against Jade Cargill at WrestleMania?
Oh man, I mean, could we go David and Goliath? Give me Alexa Bliss and Jade Cargill. I'd love to see it. Could we see Rhea Ripley and Jade, Tiffany and Jade? I don't want to see that ever again. I really, genuinely, I love both of those women. I never want to see that match again. They have no chemistry whatsoever together. It's a nasty match. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I personally, if I were to have my pick, I love Anthony's Raquel pick. I'm not gonna pick Raquel. That's a cop out. So I'm gonna give the win. I'm gonna give the win to Rhea Ripley.
I'm gonna give you another question about that. Do you think Rhea winning and then facing Jade Cargill is gonna cause EO to turn on her?
I think it's going to be interesting. I think that could bridge a gap for us. I have a funny feeling the reason why they took EO and Julia off the cards from SmackDown last week is because that's the Mania match. Yeah. Julia versus EO for the US title.
That's going to be amazing.
And then what's going to suck is them tag titles are not going to get defended unless they drop those titles soon. Yeah. So that's going to be the shitty part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we've briefly been touching on it, but we obviously have to switch to the men's match, which would probably be the last match of the night, the main event, which is LA Knight, Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, Trick Williams, Siobhan Evans, and Jey Uso, who, I don't think he's supposed to be in there. I think they said Bronson Reed was supposed to win last night, but
yeah,
Jey Uso is probably pissed that he has to work. But when it comes to this match, I think I've been seeing a lot of people that think Cody's going to get the win. I really don't think Cody's going to win. I think if they want a really good storyline going into WrestleMania, I think you give the win to LA Knight here. We've seen LA Knight kind of in the feud with the Vision for about 8 months now, so it would take him out of that officially. Mm-hmm. His mind would be on Drew. They've been making merchandise for the both of them, I think. What does Drew say, chosen, and LA Knight says like unchosen? That's another reason why I think they're making this match. But I really like the LA Knight versus Drew feud. I think LA Knight finally deserves a win, but like we've said and seen for the last 2 years, LA Knight kind of gets the shit end of the stick with these events. So who knows if he's going to win, but I'm going to take LA Knight here. But Anthony, who do you got going to WrestleMania?
This one for me is a little bit difficult, because unlike the women's one, you can eliminate a few people. Like Jay is not winning, Javon is not winning, Trick is not winning. So it's those bottom 3, LA Knight, Randy Orton, and Cody. I don't want Cody to win. I hope that is not the case. All respect to Cody, but we don't want to see that again. LA Knight and Randy Orton is kind of my mix up here because do we want to see Randy Orton face Drew again? That's not in the pandemic era. We want to see them kind of have amazing matches in front of a full capacity crowd. Or do we want to give LA Knight that push that he deserves? In my opinion, I think he very much so deserves that push. It's kind of a mix-up for me, given the fact that LA Knight, I want him to get this push. I think he deserves it. My God, this is difficult because it's just between those two in my book. Unless they throw a weird shot out in the wind and it's like a random. I think I'm going to take LA Knight. I want to see LA Knight go into Mania, and I want to see him get that spotlight feel. He hasn't got a title match this big, since Roman. When he fought Roman, and that kind of killed his momentum at the time. I don't think he was ready for it. I think now he is. He's ready for that spotlight feel. And him versus Drew is a good match in my book.
And last but not least, Mike, who do you got facing Drew McIntyre?
Oh man, it's not Cody. So I much like Anthony, he gave you his creative breakdown. Now, if I'm WWE, knowing that Jey Uso wasn't supposed to be in this match, knowing that got out to the crowd,
Yeah,
I would have Jey Uso jumped Friday night on SmackDown. I'd have him taken out of this match. I'd have a mystery person replace it. Don't ask me who the mystery person is because I haven't gotten that far in my theory. I'd have Jey Uso replaced in this match. Throw a Logan Paul, throw an Austin Theory, throw whoever you want in that match, whatever you want to do there.
yeah.
I would then have Drew McIntyre do what he's been doing and beat the shit out of Cody. That chamber door opens, Claymore's Cody, Randy Orton pins Cody, 1, 2, 3, wins. Randy Orton wins the chamber, takes on Drew. Cody throws a fit, gets in the match. Jacob Fatu gets in the match. We turn this bad boy into a fatal four-way at Mania, which is what a lot of people have been fantasy booking, or the reports are being. But my pick to win this chamber, thanks to Drew McIntyre, is Randy Orton, and he's going to pin Cody to win this chamber.
I think that's great. That is really, really good. Oh, yeah. There was also the theories going around, I don't know if you saw them, that Brock Lesnar might attack LA Knight before going in.
I saw that. I mean, if you do that, I think that just tells you Lesnar and LA Knight, and it's not going to bode well. It's not going to bode well
at all. If they want to at this point, it's kind of free. They could have Lesnar just jump Jey Uso and take that spot.
That's what I'm thinking. Have Lesnar take that spot from the Vision. But we know Monday, Heyman wants an open challenge. Lesnar wants an open challenge. So I don't think Lesnar, I think at this point it's the retirement farewell tour for Lesnar without them telling us. And it starts at Mania.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and just a quick thing on Brock Lesnar. As soon as they made that open challenge, I was immediately like, has to be Obafemi, I think. I really think it's going to be Obafemi facing him at WrestleMania. That match is huge. We saw him clash at the Rumble for a little bit, so I think you really make that Obafemi Brock Lesnar match official.
Or do they go Ilya because of that interaction in the Rumble too? Could you get crazy there and I mean, I don't know how believable that is, spin. But Ilya's beaten some monsters himself. He beat Gunther.
Yeah. I heard that some backstage people, like, they were pissed off about how Lesnar was no-selling Ilya. And I mean, I could see it happening, but I want to put one more thing on that. If we have Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar, I would, in my own world, I would like to see it be a squash match. Just Oba come out and just squash Lesnar, make him look like he's nothing, kind of like Goldberg did back in the day. Something like that. That would be cool.
And for everyone watching, we love doing these types of videos where, we make our predictions. So let us know who you have down below. But for you, Mr. Mike, fans know who you are, but we also haven't had you on for a while. So where can the people, watch and listen in clips, find your podcast?
Well, you guys can find me. You see it right there at MOWM_podcast. That's for all things Mouthing Off with Mike. You guys can catch me Thursday nights on Four Sides of the Ring. Thursday, usually 9:15, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, whenever I can get those boys together for a podcast. And you can also find me on YouTube, Mouthing Off with Mike Wrestling Podcast. I'm kind of all over the map right now. I got a little bit in here, I got a little bit over there. So just follow me. You'll find out where I am. Much love to Owen and Anthony. You better follow these two guys and subscribe to OTT. They do some great work, man. There's nobody hungrier out here in this wrestling podcast and content creation game than these two good brothers right here. So go show them some love.
We appreciate you, bro.
We appreciate it as
Thank
always,
you.
Mike. And for everyone watching, well, we always put his links down below. Make sure to follow us. These main two, where you sticking with Instagram and TikTok, that'll be Over the Top Talk. You'll see reels. I pump them out every single day, pretty much. Post will also be on there. You'll see clips from this prediction video as well. And as we reach March, me and Anthony have a lot of creator collabs, UFC interviews, like you've been seeing. So make sure to check us out. Drop a sub. We're on the road to 400 subs. We're really starting to see growth in our podcast now. So we appreciate you guys all for listening. And as always, I'll catch you guys all in the next one.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everybody.
1,